Definitely it can never be enough, but there's an improvement on the minimum wage compared to the last administration. So this is an improvement. This is better. At least we can start from here. Let's hope subsequently they will review it again. Well, for one to be able to agree at a certain amount of money that should be seen as a minimum wage, there are so many things that should be put into consideration. And I'm sure that has been done before this amount of money was agreed upon. Because I remember vividly the union had mandated the federal government to pay the sum of 54,000 thereabouts before they met and decided, putting everything into perspective before they agreed. It's not about agreeing on a particular amount of money to be paid, but will all the states be able to make this payment? But with this 30,000, I believe all states should be able to pay. That's it. So it's not about what do I think should be paid. Of course, if being given an opportunity, I would say pay 100,000.
I don't think the new minimum wage is enough, except there is a legislation kind of that regulates the prices of basic things like housing, food. You understand, those things that people spend money on regularly. Then maybe government regulating minimum wage will make some sense. But if government regulates minimum wage and government has no say in those other basic things like housing, cost of food prices and all those things, then I don't think it's enough. It's not a question of whether it's enough or it's not, or it's enough. The issue here is it is enough if there is a government regulated minimum wage and government is also involved in regulating the prices of these things that takes the bulk of people's money, you understand? But as long as government is just regulating minimum wage and they have no say in this other thing, then it makes no sense.
30,000 is not that enough for even the private sector worker and the government worker, because day-to-day activities, their workouts, their spending of buying of soap, buying of all these cosmetics and clothing, soap material, perfume material, and they need to get refreshments. So I think 30,000 is not enough for a government worker or somebody working in the private sector.
It's going to be a problem because it's going to trigger more problem, because it's going to cause inflation. By the time you increase this money to 30,000, the landlords, the market people, that is what they are waiting for. So definitely it will trigger a serious problem. Well, left to me is not enough. I'm proposing 50,000 naira. 50,000 will be okay, so that one will be able to cope with the problem that will arise as a result of the increase. At least manage. Because with 30,000 now, I don't think what the impact, as a result of the increase, I don't think that 30,000 the civil servant will be able to cope with what will be the aftermath of the increase.
So if you're giving people 30,000, let's say for a place like Lagos, somebody who's working at Lekki and stays at Bega, that money is going to finish up for just transport fare. How about feeding? How about the basic needs of life? Feeding, clothing, taking children to an average school. What if he has emergencies? How does it tackle it? So for me, that's like living below life. For minimum wage, like for a country like Nigeria, where we hear billions and billions of bills, 100K is not bad. On the average, 70.
No amount of money is enough, but to take us somewhere. That 50K would have taken us somewhere, but 30,000 is manageable. It's better than nothing.
Because by the time the person will remove his or her transportation, feeding and everything from the 30,000, you see that at the end of the day, the remaining cash is just small thing. They can still do better. I appreciate that they are increasing it, but they still need to do more than this.
Well, I don't think it's enough, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Okay, I don't see what somebody can do with 30,000 for a month, but it's something. I think we should always pressure them to do better, to perform better. Yes.
The issue of minimum wage, I'm happy about it, but on the other hand, I'm sad about it again. I'm inviting EFCC both to arrest all the government that will not pay the minimum wage, because they promised to serve the masses, to serve Nigerian, but they are not giving any good service to Nigerian. People are suffering extremely. That 30,000 minimum wage is manageable, but they have to fulfill it and pay it. If anyone will not pay, he should be arrested, because the worst corruption is failure of paying the minimum wage. In fact, the government of today, I'm not happy about it, because all the campaign promises they failed. This minimum wage that they are talking about it, we are calling what's that his name, Magu, to arrest anybody who is not ready to pay minimum wage, because whoever that travel home must come back home one day. If you don't have poor man in your village, you must ask one way or the other. So please pay the minimum wage. If you don't pay, Magu arrest all of them.
With 30,000, if you enter any mug now, you spend it within 5 minutes. You are done with it. It's not enough. For a man or a woman that has family, you have to pay school fees and all that.